one of the things that people are concerned about is abuse of big data. And I think it's certainly justified, because if you think about data, one person may create data or may collect data for a particular purpose, but that data doesn't go away. It's there. It's stored in memory somewhere, and I think can very often be of value, perhaps even significant value to people after the fact. Especially if you take one of my favorite techniques, which is to look at an event and link that to other events and other occurrences to start to look at the meta picture and see what's the larger trend, what's the being influenced there, the influence chain here. And I think with big data, we have that. We have the ability now to connect multiple sources of data that we never had before to find some pretty interesting things. But there's also the opportunity, since we didn't create the data initially, to potentially misinterpret the data.
Absolutely. I think there's two issues here. One would be the privacy and the security of whatever the source of that data is. And especially if we're looking at people-related data, I have those concerns, you do too, but you can de-identify data and still process the other attributes of that data and use it in meaningful ways. And I do know that many organizations do that. Now, in terms of interpreting, absolutely, that has to be a huge caveat. But when you have data scientists, that favorite term that we hear these days, or data analysts, looking at data, that should be going into their algorithms. That should be going into their analytical models. And then there should be a healthy sense of skepticism of anything that comes out of big data. And that's why I say you have to combine one source of data with other sources of data, or the results of different analytics, and look at it as a composite and make those decisions. Do we have something standing out that doesn't look right? Why doesn't it look right? This is true of any analytical process. And this is, again, why I say humans need to be involved in this. You need your business experts in there, your data experts, anybody who's working with you in terms of future trends and that sort of thing. It's not you're going to, do the magic 8-ball and the final answer pops up because you shake it a few times. You're going to shake it a lot, and you're probably going to have a lot of different magic 8-balls coming up with different answers, and then you work through those problems. So it's a series of experiments, but you have to have a reality check for anything that's coming out of big data. In some ways, it's easy to tell the patterns that are emerging are telling you something, and other ways not. Again, it depends on the kind of problem you're trying to solve.